In tonight's top story, Dr. Antonio Webb returned from Liberia back in April. At that point, the disease had not made it here to the U.S. Now, 7 months later, there have been 4 confirmed cases of Ebola diagnosed in the U.S. The doctor says that people are now reacting out of fear rather than knowledge. Troy Washington is in the Alert Center with that story. Troy.
Dr. Webb spent a month treating patients at the John F. Kennedy Hospital in Liberia. He worked beside doctors that later became infected with Ebola. Some even died from the disease, but he says knowledge is power when it comes to handling the disease. Dr. Webb says because of the high level of medical care in the U.S., the healthcare system should be able to handle the deadly virus, but it's a much bleaker picture in parts of West Africa where the outbreak began. According to Webb, there are 4.2 million people in Liberia, but only 51 doctors. He says the doctors lack the most basic and essential tools and equipment like gloves, which are hard to come by. But here at home, Webb says there's no need to panic.
To this day, physicians who have been practicing medicine for 10 to 15 years, and I'll tell them that I just came back from Liberia, they'll kind of step back for a second. I think that this just shows that there's a lack of public knowledge and education about the Ebola virus.
Dr. Webb was not quarantined when he returned to the U.S. Dr. Webb says that he promised Liberian doctors that he would come back to help the people of Liberia, but due to the intensified measures regarding Ebola, he's going to hold off on scheduling that trip, but he does plan to send over supplies. In the Alert Center, Troy Washington, KSLA News 12.
Thank you, Troy. In continuing coverage tonight, no ashes of the Texas Ebola victim will come to Louisiana. That's the word from the state attorney general. On Friday, Attorney General Buddy Caldwell announced that 2 waste disposal companies signed a court agreement saying they would not bring ashes. Those ashes were originally planned to be sent to a waste disposal location in Carlis, Louisiana.